What if I told you that some of the world's wealthiest and most influential families all share one secret? And no, it's not a business strategy or some Wall Street trick. It's something far simpler. They start teaching money lessons the moment their kids can count. Jewish families have passed down money habits for generations, habits so powerful they turn allowance into wealth education. Instead of just handing kids cash, they teach them to divide it into three parts: spending, saving, and giving. Sounds simple, right? But here's the shocking truth. This one habit, repeated since childhood, builds the mindset that creates millionaires and billionaires. And in today's video, I'm going to break down exactly how these lessons work, why they're so effective, and how you can use them to transform your own financial future or your children's comments. Trust me, this is knowledge you won't find in school. This is Rich's Code, where we decode the secrets of money and success. Hit that subscribe button and let's dive in. The first money lesson Jewish kids learn is shockingly simple. Money is not just for spending. From the very first allowance, parents teach their children to divide every single dollar into three jars. One for spending, one for saving, and one for giving. Now, this may sound ordinary, but here's the twist. Most kids grow up thinking money is for toys, snacks, or games, but Jewish kids grow up learning that money is a tool to enjoy life, a tool to build security, and a tool to make an impact. Imagine being just 6 years old and already understanding that every dollar has a purpose. By the time these kids become adults, the idea of budgeting, investing, and donating isn't foreign, it's second nature. And here's the powerful part. Research shows that children who are taught financial discipline early are far more likely to build wealth later in life. It's not about how much money they start with, it's about the habits drilled into them before they even hit high school. But wait. Here's something you probably didn't expect. In many Jewish households, kids are encouraged to make mistakes with money while they're young. Why? Because it's better to lose $5 at age 10 than to blow $5,000 at age 30. That early experience builds resilience, and it's one of the smartest ways to prepare them for real financial success. Here's where the habit turns into a system. 1. The three-jar rule, built like a mini money machine. In many Jewish households, allowance isn't free cash. It's a lesson. Kids split every dollar into three jars they can see and touch: spend, save, give. Spend means joy, now snacks, small purchases. Save means joy later, bigger goals, investing when they're older. Give equals meaning charity, tzedakah, supporting people or causes they choose. Parents let kids decorate and label the jars. Why? Ownership. When kids design it, they use it. And the split is flexible by age. Some families do 50 divided by 40 divided by 10, others 40 divided by 40 divided by 20. The point is every dollar has a job, parent match, and home interest, so kids feel compounding. To make saving exciting, parents often match the save jar. For example, add 50 cents to every $1 the child saves, or pay a simple monthly interest from the family bank. Suddenly, saving isn't abstract, it's visible growth. A kid watches $10 turn into $10.50 next month, and that tiny win locks the habit for life. The mistake budget learn with $5, not with $5,000. Here's a powerful twist. Kids are allowed, even encouraged, to make small money mistakes early. Buy a cheap toy that breaks? Fine. Feel the sting now. The lesson is priceless later. That safety net teaches risk, consequence, and decision-making without wrecking their future. The weekly money meeting, talk about money like you talk about dinner. Every week, families sit down for a 10-minute money check-in. What went into each jar? What's the next goal? Anything to donate this week? Kids practice language around money needs versus wants, saving versus investing, sleep on it rule for bigger buys. Money becomes normal, not taboo. That comfort shows up later, negotiating salaries, investing, launching side hustles. Spending with intention, no swipe first, think later. Before buying, kids learn to ask, Does this item make my life better next week, not just right now? Is there a cheaper version, or should I wait one more week to afford the better one? This tiny pause builds delayed gratification, the backbone of wealth building. Giving as identity, abundance beats fear. The give jar isn't a penalty, it's purpose. Kids pick the cause: local food pantry, a friend's fundraiser, a community project, and deliver the gift themselves. That physical act ties money to impact. It also reduces scarcity thinking. There's enough to share and enough for me to grow. Leveling up by age, tactical steps that scale. Ages 6-9. Clear jars, sticker charts, parent match, simple goal poster. Ages 10-12, introduce a ledger paper or app. Kids start tracking inflow, outflow themselves. Ages 13-15, open a youth checking plus custodial brokerage where legal. Auto transfer from allowance or chore income, 40%, save to low-cost index funds, 10% give pre-committed monthly. Ages 16-18, small jobs or side gigs funnel into the same split. Tie rewards to consistency, not just totals. The lesson: process, lightning wins. A quick story you can picture. Daniel is 10. He gets $10. Week. His split is $4. Save $1. Give $5. Spend. He wants a $50 soccer ball. He chooses to wait. 6 weeks later, his save jar hits $24. Then his parents match 50% to $36. He sticks it out a few more weeks and buys the ball without rating spend or give. He walks away with exactly what he wanted and a repeatable blueprint for bigger goals. The tight-fisted hack that actually builds freedom. Some families use a 24-hour rule for anything over a set threshold, say $20. If the kid still wants it tomorrow, buy. If not, the money lives to fight another day. This single rule silently saves hundreds over a year and trains a future investor, not an impulse buyer. Try this tonight. Give your kid or yourself $20 and the 3-jar setup. Commit to a split $10, save $2, give $8, spend before you touch a cent. Do it for 4 weeks. Watch how fast the save jar stacks, how meaningful the give jar feels, and how the spend jar becomes intentional instead of random. Here's the kicker. Most adults never learned this as kids, but you can start now and still change the next decade. Up next, I'll show you how these habits evolve into teen investing, first credit training, and a family playbook that turns money stress into momentum, so your kids don't just know about money, they win with it. Here's the part nobody talks about. It's not just about teaching kids to save money, it's about teaching them to think like owners, not just consumers. The teen upgrade: investing early. In many Jewish families, once kids hit their early teens, the save jar evolves. Instead of just sitting in cash, it goes into a basic brokerage account, custodial, under a parent's guidance. A small $50 deposit turns into lessons about stocks, compounding, and long-term growth. Imagine being 14 and already understanding that $100 invested can become thousands over time. By the time they're 20, investing isn't intimidating, it's second nature. Training with credit before credit trains. Them. Another hidden gem: parents introduce credit in a controlled environment. Some families add their teens as authorized users on a parent's credit card, but with strict rules. The teen might get a $50 monthly limit. They learn to spend, track, and here's the key: pay it off in full every month. By 18, their credit score is already healthy, and they understand responsibility without drowning in debt. The Family Financial Playbook. Every few months, parents and kids sit down for what feels like a family business meeting, but instead of boardrooms and PowerPoints, it's pizza on the table and notebooks open. They talk about savings goals, investments, charity donations, even upcoming expenses like trips or birthdays. Kids feel included, and most importantly, they feel ownership. Money isn't a secret. It's a team effort. Think about this: by age 18, a Jewish teenager who followed these practices may have a savings cushion, real investment experience, a starter credit history, and the confidence to talk about money openly. Meanwhile, the average 8-year-old elsewhere, they're just learning how to use a debit card. That gap, that financial head start, is why these habits create such generational momentum. And here's the twist. You don't have to be Jewish to use these habits. These tools are universal. Whether you're a parent, an uncle, or even someone retraining yourself as an adult, you can start today. The earlier you build these money reflexes, the sooner you stop. At the end of the day, here's the truth. Most kids grow up learning how to spend money. Very few grow up learning how to master it. Jewish families pass down these habits generation after generation, and that's why the cycle of wealth keeps repeating. It's not about being born rich. It's about teaching your kids or yourself simple rules early. Every dollar has a job. Saving and investing aren't optional, they're automatic. Giving creates abundance, not scarcity. So here's your challenge. Starting this week, set up the 3-jar system. Spend, save, give. Test it for 30 days with your kids, or even with yourself. I guarantee you'll see money differently. If this video gave you value, hit that like button, share it with a friend who needs this, and don't forget to subscribe to Rich's Code. Because every week, we break down the money habits of the world's wealthiest families so you can build a future that lasts. Your financial story doesn't have to repeat the past. You can rewrite it starting today.